Like, say, if you come to...
That is crazy. Like, I just put that whole bowl of water on the toe like nothing. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. And look, something we haven't done in a while. It is a pickup, it is a purchase. I did hint at this before, and we probably should have done the episode for Tuesday, but as you can tell and hear in my voice, I've been a little bit sick. But we'll cut back to this. I said there was another purchase, and there was, and I wanted to compare it to something else, and it stopped raining, so I couldn't compare it. They may give you a hint, but it's currently going off its head with thunderstorms, so we'll see. It is the Goretex Infrareds. I got them for $161. Initially, they didn't have them at George Street, but when I went to Parramatta, they had them in my size, so. It's crazy they just like put an OG colorway on a pair of Gore-Tex. No hype, no nothing, no one cared. Because when they came out in 2020, there was all types of hype. The infrareds and the laser blues sold out pretty much instantly, whereas all the other colorways that dropped in the same year did nothing. Now, I have tried these on in store. I will say from jump, they're not as comfortable as the original. Looking at the paint job, it's not that great, but the quality of materials is better than the 2020 infrared pair. Just not as comfortable on feet. They're a lot tighter too, so you will need to get like a 10.5. I'm a 10, I had to get the 10.5 because of the Gore-Tex lining. But since it is about to rain, I've got to duck out and get some Thai food. Let's test them out. I don't even need to get ether care on these because they are protected by Gore-Tex. You can see Gore-Tex there. You got the Gore-Tex hang tag. It would be hilarious if the Gore-Tex hang tag had some Gore-Tex or some sort of waterproofing on it. You've also got it on there. We're gonna chuck them on right now, and then we'll do a comparison, complete comparison afterwards. I will say, first impression off the bat, they're a little bit more comfortable than when I tried them in the store, but one of the inner soles seems like it's too long for the shoe, so I've kind of scrunched it up at the back. We'll see how that goes, but I can still feel it's not right. Once I loosen them up, they're not too bad, but let's hope we get a little bit of rain here and there so I can actually test them properly.
7 hours later.
Alright, so I've just had them on feet, literally just got out of the car, picked up my Thai food, and that's about it. The first things I'm noticing is, put my ways on. First thing I'm noticing is you can feel, like physically feel, the Gore-Tex hits. You can notice it. It's a completely different material, and it kind of slips because it's like a sleeker, smoother material, the Gore-Tex, right? And you can visually see it when you open the shoe. Like when you put your foot in the shoe, you can visually see it. Like it's not hard to see. But what is bad is you can feel it. Like it's a smoother material, and your foot like feels it. It's not like that there's ridges or anything. It's just like the rest of it's hugging your foot normally, and then those smooth bits are kind of like slipping that little bit. I'm not too sure. Now, in the time that I was here, it sprinkled a little bit, but nothing crazy, so we weren't able to jump into puddles or something like that. But there is a crazy storm brewing. I'm looking at it right now to the right, more so where I'm at, so we'll see. It's hard to see, but that black material is essentially the Gore-Tex. So it does like cover a lot of inside, but it just feels, because it's so slippery, that it's slipping. An interesting inner sole too, but you can see like it had to be scrunched up because like it's too big. Like, look at that, you can see that it was scrunched up. It's too big. Usually there's a size on them. Does that mean 11? What's crazy is I just noticed, it's not exactly, but it's very similar to the actual traction on the bottom of an Air Max 90. So, this is the 2020 pair. Not as good materials, if I'm being honest, but as close to the OG as we've had, from what I'm told, from people who remember that much. No Gore-Tex in there, and it's got like the size tag hanging down like that. Came with a hang tag. That's what the sole looks like. I've obviously worn them, right? But you got that plasticky vinyl there, then you got the felt sort of suede type material, and it's proper infrared. Came in the OG box and everything. You got these, which you can see the toe box is boxier. You can see the shape is very different. It's kind of like how 90s were before they recrafted them and got them back to OG spec. You can see the grain on that leather. Doesn't necessarily mean it's great, but leather everywhere, Gore-Tex all inside, and no water's penetrating these. Perfect if you want to, you know, wear these anywhere, all conditions type gear. A little bit different on the bottom, but not by much. It's hard trying to get that. Like, you can see the black there, but you can't see it great. I can't get the focus, but yeah, that stuff is very smooth and slips. I'm gonna try and get this inner sole in correctly, but if I can't, I'm gonna have to take it back. Yeah, I can't get it back in, so I haven't been to my Nike in a while. They've been getting dunks and some random stuff. Maybe they got the Gore-Tex 90s, but I don't know, I'm gonna have to check it out and just see, because I just need an inner sole. Like, the shoe itself is fine, but like the inner sole doesn't fit, so. This was gonna be Thursday's episode. Maybe it becomes Friday's episode. It depends if I can get this sorted or not, but could be a to be continued. Alright, we've just put water on it. Let's put my hand in. There is no water that has gotten through. There's some on the lace there. There's also like a thing underneath the tongue that's protecting it. So you can see that's just beading off. That's no ether care. I did use the ether care bowl, but if you want your shoes to work like this, get yourself some ether care. But these, you don't need to. I just poured that whole bowl of water on there, no problem. Man, that is crazy. That is crazy. Like, I just poured that whole bowl of water on the toe, like nothing. Not a single drop inside. So it's hard to like show that to you guys, but you can see the way it beads off the shoe. Guess you can wear like nice shoes outside without like even fixing them, you know. Obviously, if you get ether care, you can do that with all your shoes, so you should definitely get ether care. Now, that's your 2020, right? As close to the OG materials as possible, but fairly cheap quality. That is your Gore-Tex, but it slips. I don't think I'm ever going to get something I'm 100% happy with. If you can tell, like, it kind of flicks up that little bit on this. It's that little boxier shape prior to when they changed to this OG shape, but I will say, man, they're not that comfortable too. They are very tight, and it's funny, when I initially tried them on in store, old mate did the whole like just standard retail thing, how they feel like that. I said, oh, they're not very comfortable. He's like, oh wait, so you're not getting them? I said, no, I'll get them. He's like, wait, hold up, they're not comfortable and you're gonna get them? I'm like, it's an OG colorway for 160 bucks. It's not that deep, bro. He's like, wait, what? I was like, dude, I got like 200 pairs of shoes. Like, it's not hard to sell me. It'd be harder to not sell me. But they are very tight because of the Gore-Tex, and up until editing this is how sick I've been. I've completely forgot about the inner sole. So, stay tuned for a part 2. I'll probably take them to Nike tomorrow and just see if they've got another inner sole or something. I don't know what'll happen there, but I'll let you know on the next episode, I guess. We'll see. At a 10.5? Yeah, 10.5. And what are these? These are a 10. So, I tried the 11, they were that little bit too big. 10.5 was perfect. But, yeah, you'll definitely need a little bit wider. Maybe they need to be broken in a bit more. Maybe they need to be relaced. But if you want to go jumping in some puddles, man, these are the ones. I mean, you probably still will need the ether care on the laces. But, yeah, it's crazy to me that, you know, when they do something like this, a Gore-Tex or any type of thing, they don't just go ahead and chuck an OG colorway on it. Like, it just seems so dismissive. And for the fact that they seem like they've been mass produced more so than say these were, because these weren't easy to get. This is probably one of the last times I hit on sneakers, and a lot of people missed out. That was at a time when I was doing early links, so I can't get that stuff to work anymore. But these here, sitting everywhere. Very easy cop. I managed to get them at Nike for 161, I want to say. Yeah, 161. I've just noticed something really weird that's popped out. That's fine. Yeah, 161 for an OG colorway. If you don't have this, I'd say definitely go out and grab this. If you got this, it's up to you. Maybe you don't wear these as much. They don't get as beaten. So look at mine. A couple little cracks in the midsole. But the Infrared for me has always been one of those colorways I associated with, like the hip hop scene, graffiti, everything like that. And it was always like a grail for me. It just so happens it was never there when I would go to Foot Locker. So now it's sitting everywhere. Crazy how times change. But look, definitely go get yourself a pair. If you don't have a pair of these, I will say go at least half a size up. You may need to go the full size, I don't know. Depends how wide your foot is. I got a wide foot, but this has been another episode of Creased Tea. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back. Hopefully I won't sound like this twice a week. Peace. Right, and it's a smoother material than the others. What are you doing, fuckwit? There's clearly a noticeable difference in materials from your normal shit. Yes, I know I need to put water in my car for the windscreen wipers. Got the Gore-Tex hang tag. It'd be funny if the Gore-Tex hang tag. It'd be funny if the Gore-Tex. It would be hilarious if the Gore-Tex hang tag had some Gore-Tex or some sort of waterproofing on it. You can notice it. It's a completely different material, and it kind of slips because it's I better get out of here before I get too into depth in this. So you can notice that shit, 100%. I know, where the fuck am I going? I don't usually go this place.